real quick.
Oh yeah.
We got anybody you want to text?
Huh? No, it's all good. How do I work this phone? All right, there we go. I didn't bring many stats up for my NFL picks this week, but I don't think I need them. They're pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it could be pretty self-explanatory. What we're gonna do if we get people in, if they start like talking and asking questions, we're gonna just address them at the end of the show.
You want to do the end?
Yeah, that we just record the episode and then we'll end the episode and then we'll start talking to them while we're still live.
All right.
1 second.
If I see them pop up, I would just respond to them just because it's
there.
Because they're like paying attention then.
All right, hold on. Let me get my charger. Hold on. Fuck. All right. But also, I'm just gonna go live in a second anyway. If we have viewers or not. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, even if we have viewers or not, I'm still just gonna go live and say whatever. All right. So, make sure I got my sheet up. You said so. What are we? What are we? We are. What are we on?
We're at 32, me and you so far. Since we started the show, we're plus 32.
And then NFL, what are we?
NFL, only NFL picks. We are 8 plus 11.
Plus 11 units?
Yeah.
That's all we need to know. All right, we got 2 viewers here. Appreciate you guys being here. About to start the show in 20 seconds. Nice. That's what we love to hear. Plus 11 units. We'll take it.
Yeah, it could come in another 12. Well, you the Jets, though, but it would have been 12 more if Titans would have won.
True. All right, here we go.
Keep that game away.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Gridiron Guide betting show. I'm your host, A2, and we're coming with you guys with another installment of our betting show, obviously. We are up an amazing 32 units since we started this show, roughly, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I want to say.
Yeah, it was when week 0, college football was our first week.
Yeah, week 0. So, wow, it's crazy. Crazy how far we've come. We're up an amazing 11 units on NFL picks, and I believe Matt is up in, 20 units on 18, give or take, NASCAR.
Yeah, we look real quick for the people here. NASCAR.
Yeah, look real quick for the people. But be sure to follow us on Twitter at the Gridiron Guide. That's where most of our betting picks will be posted. Matt, what is your Twitter handle?
Oh, it's just Matt_Cassar. Again,
Matt_Cassar.
Yeah, Gridiron got to retweet it, or they'll see me out there for my official plays for the NASCAR race this weekend. But it was plus 14 units so far on the since we started the show.
Yeah. Nice. Plus 14 units on NASCAR. And obviously follow me at A2 is a Beast on Twitter. I'll be posting my daily fantasy lineups that I do as well. And also some of our live bets as well. So, and also be sure to, obviously if you're listening to on YouTube, be sure to follow us on YouTube and also like the video that you're watching. It helps out tremendously. And also on Twitch, be sure to follow us as well. So, if you guys are new here, we always start with NASCAR. Huh?
I was gonna say also don't be afraid to interact here. We love to get questions, some engagement. If you whether it's a fantasy trade, a fantasy ad, a bet that you're considering, anything like that, just throw it in there. We'll give our honest take on it. I always agree with you, but we'll give you our take on it.
Exactly. So if you guys are new here, we like to start off with NASCAR first. Because we have our NASCAR guru here, so why not let him lead off? So Matt.
just get it out of the way really quick here. So we're going to the last road course of the season. For those who know what a road course is, it basically means they turn left and right as opposed to just normal left that many non-NASCAR fans think that they only do. So this actually means to be a very chalky week race. It all starts with the favorite Chase Elliott. I like him as an outright win. I like him top three. I like him top five. Not a lot of value in top three and top five, but the win is I've seen as the best that I've seen is plus 230, which to me is a very good bet to make still. Just so you can see some stats on Elliott, he actually has won the last two races at this track. He led the most laps the last two races at this track as well. He dominates on road courses. He really is like the road course king, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like he has finished in the top 4 and 10 of the last 11 road courses, so you know he's going to be a contender. Plus 230 is very good odds. It would be like lower odds, almost close to even, if it wasn't for his teammate Kyle Larson, who I'm also going to bet for an outright win. I rarely put these in my picks, outright winners, but I like both these guys, and there's no way that one of them does not win this race. Larson's at a little over 5-1. I've seen it plus 550. He's been the only guy to really contend with Elliott on the road courses. He's beat him twice. They finished 1-2 twice, and Larson was a winner of both of those. He led the most laps at this race 3 years ago. So again, he's definitely going to be a strong contender. I also like to parlay these guys together. If you go on DraftKings, there is a prop where you can get them to both to finish in the top 3 at plus 300, and then both to finish in the top 5 at plus 130. So again, just I love both these drivers. I'm having them outright. I'm having the top 3, top 5, put them all together, whatever. I just love these guys as a unit. They are definitely going to be contenders just all day long. The next play I have is another prop on DraftKings. It's to have all the Joe Gibbs drivers to finish in the top 10. That's at plus 800. And why I like that is outside of the two, Elliott and Larson, as I mentioned, the really hard contenders to win are all in the Joe Gibbs team, which would be Denny Hamlin, who's finished in, let's see here, my exact stat for you guys. He actually has finished in the top 10 3 of the last 4 road courses this year. His other teammate, Martin Truax Jr., has also finished in 3 of the last 4 road course races in the top 10. And he actually is like the third in the odds for Vegas. So he's going to be, again, one of the contenders. Kyle Busch is the one guy that many people aren't high on because he has no top 30 finishes at this track, but he has finished in the top 5 in 3 of the last 4 road courses. And then Christopher Bell, a little more of a wild card, but he has won a road course race this year. Again, I don't have a lot of like statistics for really going to speed here. It's just these guys, just if you watch them, they are the best at these tracks. They're very technical tracks, very best, the best skilled drivers, the ones who wins these races. That's why I love Kyle Larson. I love Chase Elliott. Their stats will back them up. But then the Gibbs drivers, I just got a feeling at plus 800, I feel like all of them are in the top 10 for best road course racers. They've had the speed on road courses this season. I will follow that there. Then the final last one I have is a Martin Truex Jr. Group bet. So he's facing 3 other drivers in this group. He just has to win or be the highest finisher of these 4 guys, including himself. And the other 3 would be William Byron and then his teammates I previously mentioned in Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. And I just like him at plus 230 to win that group because he is the best road course racer of that group. And on top of that, he is not in a safe spot. This is a cutoff race, so he definitely needs to get a good finish. And his old crew chief, Cole Pearn, will return this weekend for the first time in 3 years. And he actually will be a spotter this week. And then they have a really good chemistry together. They won a championship together. So I just love a lot of things in the positive side for Martin Truex Jr. And I think he can definitely mop up really the top third to fifth range. So I could easily see him beating those other 2 guys in his group. Just to summarize again here, hammer Larson and hammer Elliott to win outright. There's a parlay to both finish top 3, probably both finish top 5. Throw in Truex Jr. to win his FanDuel group at plus 230, and then all the Joe Gibbs cars to finish in the top 10 on DraftKings. Nice and simple here, just 5-6 bets, but I definitely like it. So, gonna hopefully keep this streak going for NASCAR. It's been a good week for good season so far for us, but took a week off last week. Hated the race, hated the matchups, but I'm back this week, hopefully in a big way.
Yeah, well, we took a break as a show as well. Busy schedules a little bit, kind of hurt us for not being able to schedule. But I love all those picks. I will be playing those picks as well this week because, like I said, we're up. Well, you're up, 14 units overall. So You gotta love the positive.
And the weird thing too is a lot of those picks that I make are that I've been hitting on usually aren't these big payouts. They're more of like a spread type -110 matchup, or someone's maybe like to finish in the top tens +150. This has been a few weeks, so I'm really starting to go out and hit some of the an outright winners from the higher odds. So I definitely like this week. I like the board this week. So hopefully the results will match my confidence.
Yeah, there we go. All right, and obviously, really fit before we jump into college football, which is the next sport we cover. Basketball and hockey's right around the corner. I tend to stay away from hockey, but
Same.
I do bet NBA and do bet college basketball as well. So maybe next week we might dabble in some future bets, things of that nature. Because the NBA season, I believe, starts October 20th, so not too far away.
NHL actually starts next Wednesday, and then the NBA, which is I believe 1 or 2 weeks after that. And like I said, everything's around the corner. So this is an exciting time for a sports fan when you have really every sport has playoffs or has some sort of season starting. So it's a lot of betting to be made out of this.
Exactly. A lot of betting. So let me jump into my college football board. Obviously, I think we're against each other on some things, but I think you're 3-0 on our matchups against each other.
So far, I'm 3-0 head to head versus you. So I don't know if it's gonna keep on going. I hope it does because I know the game that we're head to head on. So I hope it works out for me.
We'll see. I mean, we'll talk about it. All right. So first game on my college football board. I have a straight bet for the under in the Georgia Auburn game, 47.5. Pretty much, I'm just hammering Georgia's defense. Georgia has the best defense in college football at the moment. You've seen it when they played against Clemson. You've seen them just take the soul out of Arkansas. A lot of people had Arkansas plus the points, and Georgia just ripped their heart out. I can honestly see Georgia shutting them out. Georgia has, some of the some senior football players that should have went to the NFL last year, besides to stay around because they wanted to win the college football championship.
I believe they actually shut out Arkansas last week.
Did they shut them out? I couldn't remember if they shut them out or not.
They did. And then another interesting note too is I believe when Auburn played Penn State, I know it's a tough environment, but I feel like their offense really struggled. So, and it's nothing against Penn State's defense or the environment. It's just when you play the Dogs and the way this Georgia defense is playing with Kirby Smart, look out. Like I agree, the under. It's really how many points the offense puts up because the defense will put the clamps onto Arkansas. Or I'm sorry, what was it? Auburn.
Yep. And just to point out, since I made this bet, the number has gone down to 46.5. But I will still play it at 46.5 because it's pretty much just how many points do you think Auburn is going to score? Because Georgia doesn't score that much. Their defense pretty much does a lot of the talking there. Next game I like on the board will be Iowa -1.5 at home against Penn State. I also like the under in this game too, but I didn't play it just because I didn't like where it's set. It was sitting at 41, and I can see this game being a 20-13 kind of football game.
Old school Big Ten football. Now the one thing kind of scares me in this game a little bit is I really wish they had this as a night game at Kinnick. I don't like how they made it a 3:30, just the middle of the day game. If this was a night game taking on Penn State with both teams in the top 5, I feel there's no chance Penn State could win. But then again, everyone says Kinnick is a very, very tough place to play, so maybe they don't need the extra, the night stage behind them. They can still handle business at home.
The game starting at 3, they obviously expect the game will end. The game will end at night,
right?
I just remember watching the football game. It was Iowa versus Michigan. I forget what year it was, and it was a blocked field goal. I couldn't remember the game. I just remember at a bar, and a lot of Michigan fans weren't happy.
That was the game they lost to. They lost, and they played Ohio State 1v2, or not 1v2, but that was the JT Barrett year.
Okay, yep.
So in Iowa, yeah.
You know what I was talking about there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I like Iowa -1.5. You're giving me, I think the game be won by a field goal. So I think 1.5 is a lock.
It reminds that spread, that line reminds me a lot of the Rams game actually last night, which also was -1.5, -2, where it's you don't really care at that point. You think it's gonna be a field goal game, and as long as there's no missed extra points like there was last night, but again, didn't really matter at the end. But I agree with you. If you're getting anything under -2.5, like you might as well take it because it's going to be a close game. And I agree with you. I do like Iowa as well. I'll touch on my picks after you, of course, but I do have Iowa as well, so we're in agreement for that one.
All right, cool. I like being in agreement. All right, how about this game? Now, you text me about this game, and I did not look at it before. I told you about, yeah, Notre Dame should win. But then when I saw the line flip from Notre Dame -5.5 to almost even at kickoff, it kind of scared me a little bit. But that's why I'm taking the over in this game, 47.5. I just think it could be a lot of scoring in this game. I think Notre Dame can put up some points, but for some reason, the game completely flipped. So I'm going to take the points here.
I wonder if that's because it's just being in Blacksburg. Again, home field advantage hasn't really mattered in the NFL this year, but in terms of college football, it's always huge. There's no like way you can quantify walking into Lane Stadium in Blacksburg with 70,000 people screaming, jumping to enter Sandman. Like that's just an atmosphere that no one can prepare for in practice or ever simulate that. So it's always gonna be tough. I like Notre Dame here just because I like the Brian Kelly, as much as he kind of annoys me. He's a very good football coach. This Notre Dame team did have kind of a dud last week at Cincinnati, but Cincinnati's a very good team. This game reminds me a lot of the Purdue game. This time it's just Notre Dame's on the road versus at home, where they're going to play a team that to me is inferior, but it's going to be maybe close at start, close beginning, whatever, first couple of quarters. I think Notre Dame's talent and just overall play style and coaching will just eventually overwhelm Virginia Tech, and I can see, especially if you're getting me like a 7-5 down to 1.5 or 1, whatever it is, I can easily see Notre Dame winning by a touchdown.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me, I can't envision Notre Dame losing this game because I think Notre Dame's a better team, but the fact that the money spread differential right now is 26%, which is, Tech is taking 49% of the money. Oh no, 49% of the bets with 75% of the money. That's a huge. It could be a reason why the spread went, all the way down. So that's why I'm not touching the game because I'm thinking if I got in early and took Tech with the points, you know what I mean?
I'm saying for me, for someone who's on Notre Dame the whole time, I love seeing this. You basically giving me extra points and better odds now, so I'm like, all right, well, cool.
Yeah,
I was gonna bet I'm happy. So yeah, I'm on Notre Dame no matter what.
I got you.
If I have to, so
I got you.
I still like them, so I'm going with Notre Dame. The over under, I don't really touch over for couch ball. This is more you, and you have the under. I'm sorry, the over here. You have the over. So that one, I don't know over under for couch ball very much, but that one could be interesting just because that. I don't know. Notre Dame's offense is kind of like that old school Big Ten style offense, and the quarterback play is always a little shaky. But who knows? College football.
Well, what if I told you that the over is taking 44% of the bets, but 98% of the money?
I don't know. Like I see the trail, and hopefully the sharps one we're talking about. But again, I don't do over unders. I mean,
well, I got in. You're fine. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one. The next game I got.
Here we go. This is the big one for us.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna skip over this. Okay. I'm gonna go to another game first, and then we'll talk about that game. So another game I like. This is one of those. I was looking and I was like, oh, the sharps bet this line all the way down to 44.5. I'm gonna take the over now. It's UTEP versus University of Southern Missouri.
I have zero input on this one. This is all you here.
This is looking at the numbers and just seeing that the line started at 49.5 and got bet all the way down to 44.5. So I just took the over because the sharps bet it all the way down to 44.5. So why not take the over at that point? Yeah, this is one of those line movements.
Yeah, follow the money.
Yeah, following the money. So not too much to talk about that game, but it was just a money play because the over is taking 70% of the bet. So I figured why not just take it. And then the game we're going to disagree on. So I'm going to talk about the over under first before I give you my pick. So the over under is set at 49.5. So I'm going to take the under. I feel like this is Michigan's defense can limit opponents. I don't think they have a lot of opponents to score over 20 points this year. I think they've held them under that line.
I actually think the Rutgers may have been the highest game.
Rutgers scored 13, right? Yeah.
I think that might have been the highest one.
Yeah, so they've held opponents under, but I think Nebraska at home at night, I think they're going to come up and play and step up and play a little bit under Scott Frost. He's on the hot seat a little bit. So the over under being at 49.5, I don't see it getting close to 50. So I'm going to take that. And then Nebraska plus 3.5. I'm just taking it because they're a home dog on the Big Ten that night. They seem to do pretty good. And Nebraska has played some teams close after losing to losing to Illinois at home early.
Hey, blown by Illinois in a terrible loss, but they did play Oklahoma close. They did play Michigan State very close.
Yeah, they should have won a Michigan State game. They kind of gaffed that away at the end. They should have won a Michigan State game. But both these teams are pretty good teams um, against the spread so far this year. Like I said, obviously.
The one thing I will say about Nebraska, so I do like the under as well. I guess I'll hop on that just because I really am a believer in Michigan's defense this season. I'm not a believer in anything Nebraska whatsoever. I don't care how close they play teams. Oklahoma has struggled a few teams this year, and Michigan State I thought was in great position in the first half. And in the second half, it was the same week Michigan played Rutgers. They both just hit like 5 yards of offense in the second half each. So both those teams kind of let them back in the game. Michigan kind of worries me that their offense, if they can't run the ball, they definitely a little stagnant. They even just lost Wilson. I believe that was receiver, correct?
Roman Wilson, yep.
Yes, they lost another receiver after losing Bell early in the season. There's not a lot of depth for like experience in the receiving core. So if their running game's not working, and I believe the defense will travel, this is definitely going to be a big under game. The one disagreement I'll have is going to be a Matt versus Aaron head-to-head matchup. I will take the opposite. I will take Michigan. I actually have been seeing it at -2.5 to -3. So like the money has changed the line. Aaron had it at the better line, I guess you could say, if you're betting the underdog. But I think Michigan's going to easily again win by at least a touchdown this game. It might be close at moments. I just think I don't care about Nebraska. The black shirts aren't there. Like they're not going to run triple option. Like Frazier's not with the door. I'm not afraid of Nebraska at all. I'm not afraid of Nebraska. So
no, this is not the old Nebraska team. This is why this is the only reason why I'm taking Nebraska. I do think Michigan will win the game. I did not decide to put money on Nebraska money line. I wouldn't hate it. They are 5-0 in their last 5 games against the spread, so that's why I was like, take it while I can.
So do it for a loss.
No, I don't think so.
So the other thing I'll throw in too is I think we have a clash coming for Michigan State, both undefeated on Devil's Night in 3 weeks. I think we're definitely going to see both these teams at 7-0. They both have a bye week coming up too, but they're both going to be 7-0, both ranked top 10. And it's going to be just an electric atmosphere at East Lansing. And I don't see, look at their schedule. I think Michigan State has Rutgers and Maryland. I believe Michigan has Nebraska and I don't even know, Purdue maybe. I don't know. It's another Big Ten team they should beat up on. So I could easily see both these teams walking undefeated. That's what I'm really pulling for too, as just a biased Michigan fan. I want this to be an easy win. I want us to roll into East Lansing and just have like a great game, a great atmosphere. And I don't know. I don't think Nebraska's very good. That's my full summary.
Well, go ahead and talk about Michigan State because you mentioned them, or no. Well, no. Go ahead and go to your board. What you got?
So my quick board first. I have Michigan -2.5. Oregon 3. Again, it really depends on where your book is. I really had it 2.5 at -110, and then 5 seconds later it changed to -3. So it's gonna be back and forth in there. I still like if you get 2.5, perfect because it covers a field goal. But if not, I still like that spread. And then I also like if you don't want the spread, the Michigan money line still -150. So you can parlay that to anything you want. You've had a couple of games you like. So like one of the things that I did was I parlayed that with the Michigan State money line just because again I don't see Michigan State losing Rutgers. I'm not afraid of Greg Schiano's Rutgers teams. Same thing, basically the same scouting report I gave with the Michigan State when they played Rutgers and Nebraska respectively a couple weeks ago. I think the same thing's going to happen. Both teams blew them out in the first half. Kind of the wheels fell off for both teams in the second half. But I think both teams are far superior, better coached, more talent. They have more to play for. I think both these teams will. And it's Wild West this year. The college ball landscape. Michigan and Michigan State both know they have a chance, even with one loss. If they can win or come out of the Big Ten East, they have definitely have a chance to make it to the playoff this year. So that's probably the first time that a Big Ten team outside Ohio State has had that kind of confidence. It's also why I'm really high on the Iowa over Penn State, because if they can win that game, the Big Ten West is just theirs. I also love Notre Dame money line, which kind of touched on because that's went down all the way down to -115. And then just for a little parlay action, I touched on Michigan, Michigan State, Notre Dame, and I'll throw in Baylor. Baylor's at home versus West Virginia. I'm not a big West Virginia fan, not really a big Baylor fan either, but they did a big win versus Iowa State. Again, I think they're a more talented team. They're at home. You can parlay those 4 games together for +700. And if you want to add in Iowa, you can get that at +1300. So there's 2 quick parlays. A lot of these games, the lines are a little close, but I don't know. I'm more confident in those lines than I see some of these other games like -7. So I don't know. I'm not scared of the -1. I'm not scared where the money's at. Those are the 4 or 5 games I really like. And I'm just kind of trusting these top 12, top 13 teams. And hopefully they can just keep their seasons going.
All right, cool. And so just looking at our betting sheet, I guess I'm gonna let you take over to your NFL plays. Again, we are plus 11 units on our NFL
Yeah.
plays combined between Matt and I. So he's gonna touch on a couple things. I'm gonna let him go.
Yeah, so I'm actually 10-2 so far in the season on betting spreads. I only have one spread that I really do like, and I feel like the line's a little off on it, but I love Green Bay -3. I don't understand. Maybe because Jair Alexander's not playing, and like the offensive line's still banged up for Green Bay. But if you look at Green Bay's schedule, like they handled Pittsburgh, who also Cincinnati beats, was a common opponent. That game was probably a little closer than the score said, but I don't know. Green Bay had a huge comeback with San Fran. I think San Fran's pretty good. I'm not a believer in Cincy. I think there's 3-1. Yeah, a lot of young players, a lot of hype. Joe Burrow's fully healthy again. I just think that Rodgers really getting back into form, and at -3, to me, it's gonna be a blowout or even like a 10-point game. So -3, I love that. Then I actually had a parlay here. It didn't hit last week, my parlay for the NFL, but it's okay. Tennessee overtime loss did hurt us, but not a big deal because this week, tell me what you don't like here, Aaron. I got Green Bay -3, Tampa money line versus the Dolphins, and Dallas money line versus the Giants. Real simple, and that pays out 2-1.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like the simple parlays. I think that has a good shot of hitting for sure.
And then just get a little more mixed parlay here. Things I really did like was the same exact three teams, but I took them just money line, so I scrapped that -3 for Green Bay. So Tampa money line, Green Bay money line, Dallas money line. Throw in Michigan and Michigan State. You throw in Chase Elliott to finish in the top three, which is a lock, and that's now plus 900 for a 16 parlay. Again, Michigan State, both money lines. Tampa, Green Bay, Dallas, nice and easy. All those teams should be handle business, no issues at all. Chase Elliott will finish in top three, and that's at plus 900. I will definitely be hammering that. And then the really only other NFL play I have for you is my teaser. The teaser hasn't hit yet. We are 0-2 with the teaser. But the only loss was Pittsburgh. They lost to the Raiders. I just had Pittsburgh money line in the teaser, and then last week the two losses were Tennessee money line, which was again that just killed me. And then I had Lions +10, and they lost by 9. All right, Lions +9, and then they lost by 10. So it's definitely been close. Usually I try to sit between 8 and 10 legs. So again, Aaron, I'm going to ask you or ask the people here, which game do you not like? So starting off here, we got Tampa -4 versus Miami. And then we got Washington +8.5 versus the Saints. Green Bay +3 versus Cincy. New England -2.5 versus Houston. The adjusted over in Carolina versus Philly at 39. Chicago +11 versus Vegas, 11.5. San Fran +10.5 versus Arizona. Dallas -1 versus the Giants, and then rounded up with Cleveland versus the Chargers over, again, adjusted down to 40.5.
The only one I don't like right now with this news that I've been seeing on Twitter would be the San Francisco play plus 10.5. I believe George Kittle is doubtful.
So that definitely will affect because Kittle is a big play. I will say I would love to see San Fran really open the playbook up now with Lance. Maybe see a lot more just bootlegs, a lot more read options, a lot more just running game instead of just a traditional drop back with Jimmy G. Kittle is me big because he plays a big part of the run game as well as the play action. But I'm just hoping Shanahan's play calling can make the most of it. And I feel like the Cardinals are in the exact spot the Rams were. So the Rams came in undefeated last week. They just had a huge emotional win over the Buccaneers. Like McVay's doing like sprints in the sideline. Then they come in and play a division rival, and they end up losing, dropping an egg to the Cardinals. This week, the Cardinals now are number one in the NFL, only undefeated team left. They're 4-0, and they're getting a division rival in San Fran. And you're getting Trey Lance at quarterback, who don't much tape on. I just think this game kind of smells where I'm not saying San Fran's going to win. I think it'll be close, but you're giving me 10 points. I think they can definitely cover that.
All right. Yeah, that's what I mean. I can definitely see them covering NFL. Garbage time. Kind of come back or whatever if they're down by 17 or 18 and kind of get you in that 10.5 category.
George just told me the Cowboys are an upset alert. This guy loves the Giants. I just gotta address that. The Giants are terrible. I mean, I don't get how he keeps on betting this team or why he keeps on betting this team, but there's no chance they beat Dallas.
I think Giants have a little bit of a shot, but I definitely think that Dallas will win. But hey, that's why we're on the show and George is at home. All right, so I am 45-39 on my NFL plays this year, or no, on my total plays this year. I'm not sure what the NFL props are. I go through and look at that all the way together. But anyway, so I'm gonna give you some props first. Dallas over not good. Georgia still, not here.
Your props are actually right around 500 now. You're 17.
Right around 500. Yeah, I was gonna say.
You are over 500 for total picks for NFL.
I was gonna say that a lot of my props missed by, one catch or.
And let's not forget, you did get screwed when you bet on James White and you got hurt, so you automatically lost all your James White bets.
Well,
just throw it out there.
The James White one, and then also your boy Darrell Henderson Jr. got hurt and he needed one more carry, so it was the third quarter. And I didn't get my money back.
That's my Russell Wilson bet. It was stupid how I told you guys I bet Russell Wilson, Stafford to hit 600 passing yards, and then Wilson gets hurt, and then there was totals over like 650 passing yards. But I didn't get that because it's dumb how someone gets hurt and then he loses back because of that. That's fine. Give me a free bet, DraftKings. This is bullshit.
They will. They might be. Well, just tweet them after this. They might. All right. So I'm gonna go with the props first. So we got King Henry over 115 rushing yards. I think this one is as close to a lot you can get. I don't see Jacksonville staying in this game, so I see them feeding Derrick Henry. I've seen some people do alternate totals on Derrick Henry up to 150. I mean, I wouldn't go that high. I like the safer bet for him.
I believe
115 yards.
On your side, I think he had over 200 rushing yards in like 2 of the last 3 matchups versus the Jags, or something absurd. So I mean,
something crazy.
And he's been getting fed this year. I mean, Henry's 25 touches a game, so 115 is definitely going to be in the realm, especially with all the mess in Jacksonville. So that's definitely a decent play. I think you guys touched on as well in the DFS. He's expensive, but he'll probably hit value still.
Yeah, I mean, for a reason, he's expensive for a reason. How about this one? This is a funny prop. Big Ben over 0.5 yards rushing. I feel like I see the scramble or a QB sneak or something in the cards for Big Ben this week. It's actually plus money. It's a plus 145. So toss a unit on that and just hope for a QB sneak or hope for him, to get a little bit rushing.
One thing that scares me is, man, that guy he's taking a beating his career, and he just looks done. Like, he just seems to retire. He reminds me of Phillip Rivers at the end of his career, where you just kind of feel bad for the guy out there. Just like, we love you. You had a great run, but at some point, dude, you just got to hang him up. And I think Big Ben's at that point. And I don't know how much wheels he has left or how many more hits he can take, but QB sneak is the hope. Like a third or fourth and 1 or something, he leans forward for 2 yards. That is your hope.
Yeah.
Also, though, be careful. If they're winning and he has a QB kneel, be careful for that. that is the one issue with that.
Yeah, no, it's true. I'm just hoping that it doesn't get to that point and Denver has the ball to try to win the game, because I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to play. And then I have Allen Robinson, Georgia's boy, over 4.5 yards, over 4.5 receptions, so 5 catches, and that's even money on that one. So
he's been relatively quiet this year, but I'm hoping that him and Fields can develop a rapport, because again, Allen Robinson has had worse talent at quarterback and made the most of it. So I definitely like him to bounce back eventually. So at 4.5, you said was the catches?
And 4.5.
5 catches is relatively easy for a player of his talent. If he gets the targets, he'll get it.
All right, and so I am 1-0 on this prop, so I'm going to run it back again. And I already played it this time, so I didn't get screwed over on the odds, or they didn't take it away from me. But this is my interception prop of the week.
Yes.
All right, Trevor Lawrence to throw an interception, because he's going to lead the league in interceptions this year versus Tennessee. Yep. David Mills, whatever his name is. Yep. Versus the Patriots. Obviously, he's going to throw an interception. Aaron Rodgers to not throw an interception. That might be my riskiest one, because I don't
think so. No.
Yeah, but I don't see him throwing one. And then Kirk Cousins to not throw an interception. Parlay those together, plus 357. Thoughts, comments?
The rookies are definitely a good bet. Lawrence, actually, I don't know if Lawrence will throw one. He's definitely, to me, is the only questionable one. I don't see Cousins throwing one. He's more of a check down guy. I think Minnesota will try to really establish the ground game versus the Lions. And then you have Rodgers to not throw interceptions. It's what he's known for. His touchdown reception ratio, his quarterback rating are all at top of the NFL history. So it's always a safe bet for him not to throw interception. The Lawrence one, I agree with you that Mills, obviously interception. But the Lawrence one is the only one that's kind of shaky to me, just because when he's throwing so many interceptions, I'm more of like an average kind of person, where I feel like there's going to be a game where he has like they're back to no interceptions. So I think he's due for a game with no interceptions. I'm not sure it's this week or not, but when he's throwing 2 to 4 a game, like eventually he's not going to throw one.
If you feel that way, you feel that strongly about it, you can bet him. I'm pretty sure it's plus money, probably plus. What would that be? If it's minus 240, so it'll be plus 180 or something like that.
Right around there, yeah.
Okay, well, and also if you don't like Trevor Lawrence to throw an interception, you can toss in Zach Wilson to throw one because he's pretty wild.
I want to apologize to anyone in London or anyone in England watch the game. I apologize to myself for having to get it. Well, I'll be up. Formula One's on this week, so I'll be up at like 7 on a Sunday for it. But wow, is that game a stinker?
Yeah, I
have no bets on it. When I had to put it in my pick'em, I was looking like I don't care who wins this game. I don't know who's in this game. I took Atlanta just because Matt Ryan's the quarterback, and I was like, all right, this is all I need. Whatever.
Well, speaking of that game,
yes, what do you got for that game?
I'm gonna ride my Jets hot hand and take the Jets plus 3. Only reason why I'm taking the Jets plus 3, no Calvin Ridley.
I thought I saw it was minus, or it was plus -1.
Oh, I got it at plus 3.
Damn, so you're on there early. When I looked yesterday, it was a 1-point spread.
Yeah, I got it at plus 3.
Both teams like minus 115 money line.
All right, well, take them on the money line because I think the Jets will win this game. Obviously, I think we did our pick show, and I think I took Atlanta. Oh, I don't remember. No, I don't remember who I took in the pick show. It was just yesterday. But I had a busy day at work. Do not remember. So I like the Jet. I had the Jets at plus 3. Obviously, Matt said you can't get them at plus 3. They're at minus, so I would take a money line at that point. Kansas City minus 2.5. I think this is you're giving me Kansas City at home, less than the field goal. I feel like I gotta take that bet. I do feel like their defense is better. What they're shown, they're trying to play Chris Jones out on the outside, and it's not really working. He's not really getting enough pressure. He needs to move back to the inside and just and rush the passer that way. Yeah, I just think Steve Spagnuolo can figure it out. And I think a lot of people are riding the Bills' defense as being better, but you look at who they played. They played Pittsburgh. They played Houston. Miami. Yeah. So they played 3 ratty team offenses. So anybody's gonna look good. Any defense gonna look good against those guys.
So one thing I will say, this game I didn't really want to touch in general. I didn't hit my teaser. I don't really like it to pick them. I agree with you. If you forced me to pick somebody, I would pick Kansas City, even probably with the points as well. Like, I'll tell them to cover. But it's one of those like heavyweight battles. I think it's the Sunday night game too on NBC, correct?
Yes.
So it's one of those heavyweight battles. Kansas City is kind of a gauntlet to start the season off. I'm a huge in the Chargers. They had to play them. Obviously, Chargers won. They had
Ravens.
to play Baltimore, and Baltimore, like, it was calling for blood. They wanted redemption of consistently losing to Kansas City. Kansas City is always going to have that like target on their back of you are like the NFL like it team right now with just going back to back Super Bowls. You have the face the NFL and Patrick Mahomes. You have players like Kelsey and Hill, Matthew, Chris Jones. Like, you have all these talented players. Every week, your other team's best. It's almost like being ranked number 1 in college basketball. Even if you're walking into a random, gym and versus, I don't know, throw in like Penn State or something. If you're like Michigan State, and you're number 1, you're going to get their best effort. So the target's on Kansas City's back, but you throw the primetime lights. They already have 2 losses. There's no way they're going to be 2-3. And I love Buffalo. I love Sean McDermott coaching up the defense because, to me, they have some talented players, but no one outside Tre'Davious White is anything like super special in my opinion. So he's done a great job coaching him up, but I'll take the talent. I'll take Andy Reid. I'll take Patrick Mahomes. I'll take them under the lights. So yeah, I agree with you here. I do like Kansas City as well.
Yeah, and don't sleep on the Bills defense isn't terrible, but they have Ed Oliver, Poirier, Matt Milano. They have pieces, but I agree with you.
I think they're all solid players, but to me, no one's a needle mover. Like Tre'Davious White is a top 5 corner in the NFL.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Well, yeah. So I mean,
yeah. All right, Pittsburgh money line.
Denver.
I feel like there's no way. Yep. Yeah, where's it at?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's what I thought. Denver. Yeah. You confused me for a second when you said it was in Denver. No,
I didn't match up the next Thursday. My bad.
and then I saw a tweet that one of the NFL insiders, not Schefter or the other guy, said that Sutton might miss the game. I'm thinking so. If Sutton's missing the game, I love my pick even more. But I don't see a way Pittsburgh loses this game. What are they, 1-3 on the year? 1-3 on the season.
Correct.
Pittsburgh. So they have had to make some move in the division because you got the Ravens are 3-1, Bengals are 3-1, the Browns are 3-1, I believe as well.
I think all three are 3-1.
All three are 3-1. So I don't see a way Denver loses or Pittsburgh loses this game.
So the one thing that really scares me is if you go back to Pittsburgh after they started was 11-0, 12-0 last season, they really kind of fell off the cliff since then. I've already mentioned I'm not a believer in Big Ben. Their offensive line is absolutely god awful. I don't know how much worse offensive line can get. Big Ben, these receivers don't have the same like separation. I don't know what happened to rookie Juju. Maybe he's a big benefactor of playing next to Antonio Brown, who took a lot of the premier coverages. But there's someone with this team where it's like only guy I see consistently making plays is Deontay Johnson and Najee, but they can't run the ball because the offensive line can't get any holes. So unless Najee Harris is getting 14 catches again, I don't see like how much like impact he's going to have on the game. The defense is still strong, but it's not as strong as it used to be. I don't know. This game smells me, and I love Denver. You know, I love Vic Fangio. I love Denver's defense. I like Bridgewater's the quarterback. Love that game. But at the same time, like they traveled to Pittsburgh. I went back and forth this game in my head. My rule was I'm just not going to touch it. I hate this game as much as I hate that Jets Atlanta game. I can't talk myself into either team.
No, you're fine. I would say you scared me a little bit when you said that the receivers aren't creating separation, but I feel like Johnson is. Juju's not. He's kind of been exposed.
I like Deontay. Yeah, I like Deontay.
And then I think Claypool didn't figure out how to use him last year because it was money. But yeah, I like Pittsburgh in that game. Two more plays for me. I got Tennessee -4.5. Like I got it at -4.5. I think it's at 5 or 5.5 now. If you want to check on that for me, but I have him at -4.5.
I believe you're a big believer against. You hate Urban Meyer as much as me, so I like it, right? You said that he's completely lost the locker room. That's why we're having Tennessee.
Again,
or you just saw that AJ Brown's officially going to be playing.
Oh no, it's just the fact that I don't believe in Jacksonville. And also Urban Meyer is going to be the first coach fired. I wish I would have taken that back before the year because once
you did mention that. I will say you did mention that.
Remember, I told you he's going to find his way to get himself fired. They almost fired him, but I feel like he's doing this stuff on purpose. Saying that every game's like playing Alabama is a red flag. Going to the bar, and you know, NFL coaches don't do that. He knows what he's doing. He already lost the locker room. They're going to fire him at the end of the year. He's probably going to be the next coach at USC. It's going to happen because as long as he's fired, he still gets paid. He knows what he's doing. Smart guy. But that's why I'm taking Tennessee -4.5. Don't really need to talk about more about that game. AJ Brown's playing, like you said. So
I'll just say this too: like Tennessee, I'm not a big believer. I'm not a big believer of Tannehill. It's still at 4.5 on DraftKings or FanDuel. Sorry. I just did a quick search. It's still at 4.5 for you. But the one thing with Tennessee is I'm not a big believer of Tannehill. They still have a decent roster. I love Mike Vrabel as their coach. They still have Derrick Henry. Last week was an overtime loss that killed me, a lot of my parlays and my teaser. But if they're getting A.J. Brown back, he is the receiving threat. He's your deep threat. He's going to help Derrick Henry more. But the most important thing for me is I don't see a world where Tennessee's going to lose to Jacksonville and to the Jets in back-to-back weeks. How would that be possible? You know, I don't see that happening.
And you could probably even do an alternate spread on that game and get it all the way up to 6.5 if you want. I see this game being won by a touchdown, so I think that line's a little off. And I do agree with you really quick. I didn't write it down, but I do agree with you on the Green Bay game. I think that line is inflated because the Bengals are 3-1. But
I was really curious. Sorry to cut you off. You mentioned a lot of times about where the money's at, and I saw that the Green Bay -3 is actually one of the highest bets, highest tickets so far for the NFL slate this week. But then the line hasn't moved at all. It's still been -3 for the whole week.
The line started at -6 and it got bet down to -3.
It started -6 for Green Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I don't know. Maybe this is a red flag for me where all the bets that I like are getting pushed down. But to me, I love this. This is helping me out. I love it.
So what happens is the sharp bettors, they see a line posted right at like Green Bay -6.
Yeah.
So then they go, okay, well I'm gonna hammer Bengals +6.
No, I get they readjust it, but
and then the public follows these guys, and then the line just trickles down to -3. Then someone like you comes in like Green Bay -3. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel so confused. I said every game that I like, that I really feel confident in, you're like, oh, that opened at this. And I'm like, Am I the idiot?
No.
Right?
So it's betting. These numbers I spit out just so people who are you guys know is the sharp bettors move the lines. The casino will post up a line and they'll kind of wait for people who they know are sharp bettors. So people who are living in Vegas or like they know if you're like a platinum member and they look at your win
They
percentage,
had
like
their
they know.
notifications on. They got their
Yeah.
alerts
So what
on.
happens is like you might have people on Twitter who might some guys who are semi sharp. I'm not saying I'm sharp because I'll never move the needle, but they'll post a player prop. Let's say it'll be Daryl Henderson over 14 and a half carries. Everyone on Twitter start going bet that line, and then that line is going to shoot up
So
to 17
it's
carries or
really
whatever the case
funny
may
you
be.
mention that. I will say I am a semi-sharp NASCAR bettor, and again, I'm not going to be putting enough money to change the lines, or like I don't have a following to change the lines. Hopefully, you guys should start following me. The picks are winners, but I remember texting you this actually 2 weeks ago when I told you Austin Dillon top 10 is a lock. It's like minus 170, and
Yeah,
I texted you guys 5 hours later, and it was now minus 220.
yeah. So the line moves.
It's crazy that they released these odds in a 12-hour span. A line went from 170 to minus 220.
And sometimes it happens like with the K props. You gotta be quick with them. When we go to basketball, it's being very imperative. You guys follow us on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Follow Gridiron Guy on Twitter because if I post NBA line, it's gonna move quickly.
Or
And then
even
we talk.
player props. If someone's, I'm sorry, one last thing for NBA. If someone's ruled out, you can still like, if you have like, we'll say, even probably Brooklyn. So if you see like one of their big threes not playing, you want to hammer the other two guys, the big three, then because they're going to have a higher usage and more stats. But yeah, so
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
thing. When you'll see good notifications on, we'll make sure we're on top of this for you guys.
Oh, we're definitely gonna be shopping this for you guys. So, one game that I like so far. This is one of those things where we're embedding. We call it crossing the bridge. Um, it's when a game starts one way, as a team being a favorite, and then they flip to being an underdog. And I actually agree with the line flip
Okay, what
because
is this? I don't know where you're going with this one. So what is it?
no, you look at the street sheet, you would know.
Oh, it is right.
It's Chargers minus 2.5 at home against the Browns. Chargers don't have a fan base. It's very sad that when they played the Raiders at home, it was like Raiders fans. It's like who's the home team here? It was crazy, But maybe that was just the Raiders. I don't know if the Browns fans travel a lot, but this game is pretty much I'm breaking it down to Baker Mayfield's hurt his
Torn labrum.
torn labor on his left
side.
shoulder, but it does affect the way quarterback throw the football because it is their lead shoulder, so they still need that shoulder. I think the Chargers defense is real. I think their offense is real with two really good wide receivers, a top 5 fantasy running back in Austin Eckler.
I have so many things to interest here. Keep on going.
He is. Hey, look at the stats. Look at the stats, and
No,
you
I
know
need
I'm
you to
right.
keep on going because I have so many
Look at
things I got.
Well, this is not the show for fantasy. So if you have a fantasy question, we talk after that. Yeah, two really good receivers. A pretty good running back, and they have a stable of running backs that are pretty good. Their offensive line is really good. Rashawn Slater is going to probably make the Pro Bowl.
Still like mid-teens where it was.
So I was saying that, the Lions could have went Slater, could have went Sewell. I still like the Sewell pick, but Slater is more of one of those versatile linemen. He can play guard, he can play tackle. He did that in Northwestern. So, but I think this is give me a home team under a field goal. I gotta take that bet, so that's why I got them.
I agree with you. I originally started off, wasn't really on this game very much. It kind of was like I like the Chargers, but I wasn't super confident. And then more and more I looked into it. I'm all in the Chargers this week. I'll probably end up betting that separately, or I think I had it teased to plus 3.5 in my teaser. But with the injury news as well, I told you I love Brandon Staley. Watching him do the Ramsey coordinator last year, he definitely called defense. The Chargers have just defensive playmakers with Joey Bosa, with
the better Bosa brother for sure.
Derwin James finally healthy. We'll see for how long, but he's actually just a change. Yeah, Kenneth Murray's second year in the league now. Hopefully, he takes a step forward. But two things I want to address for you here is I've been the Chargers all year long, so I'm glad you're kind of joining on the Chargers.
Well, I would say I did like the Chargers to start the year. I agree with you. I said they'll finish second division, and I do think they'll make the playoffs.
So next thing, this is more for Kenny, who still will not appear on the betting show, even though he wanted to be a co-host. And look at this guy, not one appearance, unbelievable. But he told me that Austin Eckler was not going to be a fantasy top 10, I think running back it was, and I just kind of laughed at him. He told me he didn't score touchdowns, which also is not true. So I love Eckler out here just putting up points. And then finally, I round up and our was it our prop show or week 1? Maybe it was the week 0. I think it was our first ever
week
show.
Week 0.
I hit a random prop, and I told you guys to hammer Cooper Kupp overs and to hammer Mike Williams overs. And look at both these guys out here just putting up numbers. Oh, here's George. This guy's attacking Eckler now. Unbelievable.
It's fine. It's fine.
Look, he's just a little butthurt that Antonio Gibson got hurt.
That's for the year. Here, let me do this.
Cordell Patterson, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris. That is your top 5 running backs.
That's the top 5 running backs right now.
George. He's not happy.
Anyway, so I will probably post touchdown props. I didn't have time to make it for the show because I like to do get a little bit more in depth. I will have some more props I'll post on Twitter. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys, stopping in, being live with us. Sit tight if you're watching this live. Interact with us in the chat like some people already are, and we'll get to you guys. But other than that, if you're not following us on Twitter, you're not following our plays, you're obviously don't like to make some money. So we're giving you guys some key advice here. So that's all I got, man. Anything else for you, Matt?
Like I said, if you ever, again, we go through as many as we can real fast here. We try to tell you our logic behind it. If you ever miss them, they will be posted. We'll post them both on Twitter, and hopefully we can. Sometimes a little tough, but we'll try to sync them with the Action Network app as well if you want to follow us on that. So we will have them posted for you guys. So again, if you want to trail them, you don't have to go back and listen. It's not a big deal. And again, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask us. We would love to give you our take, just like George here trying to crap on Austin Eckler, and I love it.
Yeah, and I was going to say that the Action Network, really quick before I let you guys go, the Action Network doesn't let me do NASCAR, and it doesn't let me do prayer props. It's pretty hard to do those. But football and basketball, we have to post those up. But that's it. We out. Peace. Yeah, it is week 5, though, honestly. But it's good to know.
Oh, the interception parlay.
Yeah, the interception parlay is money. Again, like I said, if you didn't like Trevor Lawrence, like Matt said, you can probably put in Zach Wilson. You can probably even put in Jared Goff, honest with you. I think he's due to throw an interception, too.
Against Minnesota?
Yeah.
What's his passing yards prop? Because when I was going through for tracking all of our bets, I saw you had it it was week 1, obviously, but I had it and it was like 240 roughly, and I'm like, that's
really
easy.
Really low, really low.
Yeah, especially because they're going to be behind San Fran. So.
So I think that one hit. I'm pretty sure that one hit.
It did. That's correct.
So you guys know, DraftKings is the best site for props.
I'm gonna hit George up real quick here.
Go ahead, just tell him why I do this.
George, these I saw we let off with NASCAR. I love Elliott and Larson. You can bet them both to outright win. Larson's like plus 550. Elliott's like plus 250, maybe a little lower than that. And then there's DraftKings parlays. You're getting both in the top 5 and both in the top 3, and they're both like plus 150 and plus 350. They're going to finish 1-2 or 1-3 or 2-3. They're going to be so good. And then if you want to write off sets, I can. Like Elliott has finished the road courses 10 of the last 11 road courses. He's finished in the top 4. He's won 6 of them. Then Larson beat him twice on road courses this year. He's got 2 wins, and Larson led the most laps at one of the Rovals. He led racing 2 Rovals, and one of them led the most laps. I do like 19 as well. I had 19 for a FanDuel prop. It's him versus Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Byron in a group. It's plus 230. I hit that. And I also hit a DraftKings prop that was all the Joe Gibbs drivers to finish in the top 10 at plus 800. I think all of them are top 10 road course drivers. Hopefully none of them is issue. Kyle Busch is probably the liability there, but I think all 4 can finish in the top 10.
All right, so really quick, Gary V special on DraftKings. I love this guy.
He fucked me. Dude, how did Carter not have 12 receiving yards that week?
I don't know. It felt like a slam dunk. But this one feels like it should be a slam dunk. But it is a Gary V special. At least one team to not score 20 points in the London game. I feel like that's doable.
I told you I hate that game so much that I almost want to watch it. So,
and you mentioned
I will have that on the laptop or phone, And I
You
watch
just playing
Formula
it.
One. I play Formula One on the TV, and I'll put that on like my phone or the second screen. That's how much I don't want to watch this game.
So here's some yardage props you asked for that I kind of like. Under on Kirk Cousins passing yards, 284.
I like that.
I feel like they're going to be
I
up
agree
and
with
might
that.
have to run.
I like that.
I did, I'm still looking at it. Still looking at the numbers. I wasn't confident enough to play
That
this
guy
yet.
grills his steak with aluminum foil under it. So I mean, just 284.
Jared Goff is set at 263.
I'm not against that. I think he hit the over. That's not unreasonable.
Davis Mills 189.
What do you have last week? 14. I'm serious too. I'm dead serious. When I checked the fourth quarter, his stat line was literally like 4 for 24 for like 17 yards, and George is complaining every 2 minutes that this guy can't do anything.
He can't do anything, dog. I don't know what George is thinking putting that. Hey, here's one that I kind of like to play. Trevor Lawrence combined passing and rushing yards, 269. I feel like they're running him a little bit more.
I almost would rather do a Trevor Lawrence like rushing touchdown.
You can do a Trevor Lawrence rushing touchdown. You want to know that?
I'm kind of interested now. It was like plus 300.
I'm gonna do the anytime. Touchdown score. Sorry, Trevor Lawrence. He is. Oh wow! Hold on. So for him to be an anytime score.
Yeah.
Sorry. Plus 380.
Yeah, I might throw like a half unit on that just for shits and giggles.
But if you want to put a half unit on him being the first score at plus 2,500.
No, thank you.
Okay, how about this one? Let me just think about this. Hold on.
Aaron, you don't get up where we're at right now just throwing money on Trevor Lawrence to do things. So now looking forward to that, Pat.
I agree with you. I like this one better. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? They won't give it. Oh, there's Sam Darnold plus 1,000 to be the first touchdown scorer.
This guy like leads league in rushing touchdowns. I don't see him doing it again. There's no way he's gonna get another one unless he's just the goal line package. Is Sam Darnold QB sneaks?
Because no one expects it. Well, they know it's not gonna happen again.
To an extent, when the guy has like 6 rushing touchdowns, at one point you're gonna
expect. It won't happen again. Well, I mean, yeah. What else? What's some other props you want to know?
Oh man, guys off the top of my head.
Interception props. Okay, so this is a funny one. This is like they're really sharp on this one. Jared Goff interception is minus 115 both ways.
Yeah, I would stay away from that.
They're like coin flip.
It wasn't your parlay, right?
No. Okay. You said you didn't like Trevor Lawrence to throw an interception, but if you
I think it's definitely. I think it's possible, obviously, because he's a rookie quarterback. He's had some struggles. They'll probably be passing the ball a lot. They'll probably be behind versus Tennessee, but I don't know. It gets tough for me when a guy's throwing interception like 6 straight games. I'm that loser. They'll bet him to not throw a pick until he doesn't throw a pick.
Also, breaking news: Russell Wilson's out about 6 weeks.
What was official ruling? Like a thumb injury, sprained thumb, maybe. Middle finger separated. Is that what it was? Okay.
I think it's fractured or fractured ligament or something like that, or a torn ligament or something. I don't know.
Do you know what's funny? In our fantasy league, I had Russell Wilson as our quarterback, and I actually picked up Herbert 2 weeks ago. I had a weird feeling. I'm like, do you know what? If Herbert's a free agent, because it's an 8-man league, I might as well grab him just in case. And then Wilson gets hurt, so it worked out.
So we had him, but we dropped him obviously because we needed some help elsewhere.
Thanks Josh Allen, so you don't need right? You don't think of Josh Allen.
No, Josh Allen's pissing me off. By the way,
that's how you have Josh Allen.
We do have Josh Allen, but he's pissing me. He's pissing me off. Like you can't be in the red zone.
I'll trade you Herbert for him.
No.
Miles Sanders and Herbert.
Miles Sanders almost droppable.
George can have the Philly backfield.
Yeah, no. Jameis Winston to throw a pick, plus 100, even money.
Yes. I'll do that. I'm serious too. Add it to my board. I'm doing it right now. Add it to my board.
Put it on there.
Add it to my board.
Plus 100.
Yeah. How much brighter is my face now?
Huh?
How much brighter is my face now?
I don't know.
I was gonna say. If I switch this spreadsheet, it's huge light.
So I'm gonna get
INT 100.
Yeah.
So we thinking this is the teaser it's going to hit, right? I switched in 2 over-unders for once.
Yeah, I like the over-unders you put in too. All right.
Yeah, what do you got?
All right, so how about this? I'm gonna give you a 5-unit touchdown parlay. Let me know what
You're
you
putting
think.
5 units on this?
No, sorry, 5 legs. No,
Oh, okay.
not 5 units. I'm not that crazy. Kyle Pitts.
I mean, who else is going to do anything for that team? Cordell Patterson? Is he playing?
Yeah, he is. Justin Jefferson,
Beast.
Mike Evans.
He's a liability so far.
You think so?
Yeah.
Jamar Chase.
He's been hot, but yeah.
Derrick Henry, and then Derrick Henry.
I said I got George beat me in the last one. I probably should put that in there. I was bitching to George about not putting Jamar Chase in his anytime touchdown score, and I think he had 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that parlay, those 5 again: Kyle Pitts, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry, plays out plus 3,360.
I don't like touchdown bets. I'll leave those props to you. Like I don't know. They don't do anything for me. My buddy had on the Monday night game anytime touchdown score Jared Cook, anytime touchdown score Henry Ruggs, the Chargers money line, and then the Herbert under passing yards. Only thing that didn't hit was the Ruggs, and they had him wide open with 2 minutes left, or 3 minutes left. I mean, wide open. And Carr
overthrew him.
He was a little bit on the move, but he overthrew him. Like, oh my! I knew it was Ruggs. He's their deep guy. I'm like, dude, that's a touchdown. That sucks. And it was like something crazy. Like it was like $20 paid like 1,800 or something like that. It was absurd.
All right, how about this one? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a double touchdown parlay.
They need 2 each, or 2 or more each. I should say.
Each person needs 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with you.
All right, hold on. I lost it. Give me a second here. Where is he?
George, you still here? Who was your winner this week? Spiral Pool. So I took Dallas.
He's probably not here. Or is he?
I have no idea.
He's not here. He's gone.
I almost put Tennessee in both my picks, and then I made a smart decision and took Tennessee in 1 and Buffalo in 1. Thank God.
And which pick was that?
For Survival Pool last week. So, like, I kicked out because of Tennessee, but I almost lost both my Survival Pools because of Tennessee.
Got you. All right, so this is gonna be like kind of like a precursor to like my NBA bets that I like to make with like 3-point shooters or whatever. This is a multiple touchdown game from these guys. So this is a Hail Mary throw. You got Alvin Kamara
For 2?
for 2. Keenan Allen for 2.
And these can be rushing or receiving, correct?
Yes. And Travis Kelce for 2.
Yeah. I don't know. Godspeed. I don't do touchdown props.
This touchdown prop is fun. It's fun to do. Again, this is like a fun, like put $1 on it. Like this prop.
My lowest wage is $5.
This
if I
parlay
less than that, I might as well burn. I just flush the down the toilet, dude.
Well, again, I will post a lottery ticket, and if I can get people to if it hits and people actually retweet it, I might share some winnings. But if you were 5, yeah,
will you?
Yeah, if $5 in that probably would pay $1,000. So you'd be one of those people on Twitter.
I'm still upset. I remember the one time I made like a lottery ticket thing. I told you I want to pick every single race of the weekend, and I actually won the first 2 races, and the hardest leg I won too was a plus 700. I was like, oh shit, I actually might win that.
If they have to offer you a cash, you gotta take it. Hey Sean, don't worry about writing it down because right after we end this live stream, I'm cutting, pasting, and posting it right up to the podcast, and then you can go back and listen to it.
We got him. We have this written down as well. We'll post him up for him. We'll give him the old Twitter link. We got him.
You know, he follows on Twitter. He follows on Twitter.
Yeah, we got him.
All right, we'll figure out a way to do that. But that's it. I gotta get out of here. Got a jet. 7:30.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys sticking with us. If you're If you're listening on YouTube, I don't think we have people on YouTube today, but if you were, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to follow us on Twitch. No questions. This is bets. Just bets. George dipped out too, but yeah, Sean. I'm gonna post up the interception parlay so people can see it, and then post up some of Matt's parlays, and then we'll post our other plays as well. I'm gonna post them on Action Network and just do a screenshot of our straight plays. Just screenshot it and post it up there.
Dude, we started off hot. Sorry, we started off hot last week until fucking Tampa game.
Man, jeez.
Yeah. All right.
I don't want to talk about that Tampa game, Mr. Tom Brady.
God.
Jesus Christ. All right, we're